This is Padre Nelson with
and Deacon Kathy. Hey guys!
How are you doing, guys? So today we are walking around Lake Isabella. So Deacon, tell us a little bit about the history of this place.
Oh my goodness. This obviously has numerous indigenous people. This is a land that goes back billions of years. The lake never existed back during that time. And the reason why we are here is to visit one of the sites, which is a very, very sad situation of a massacre that happened in this area. They don't know the exact location, but they are almost sure that it's somewhere around this lake area, possibly in the bottom. The other wonderful thing about this lake is no more than a year ago, this was very, very low, extremely low. So thank goodness for all the wonderful water that we've gotten this last winter. It is to its top. And right now we have this beautiful wind, and it almost looks like we have waves on the water. It is absolutely gorgeous.
So we want to finish this video, folks, showing you some images of Lake Isabella. I hope to see you in the next video. See you all, guys.
Bye.
The first thing that you see is a memorial and a remembrance of the native indigenous Paiute people. Because the first injustice was the stealing of the land from those to whom it has always belonged. And then, after our lunch, we went to what is left of Owens Lake, and we sat at the feet of a native indigenous Paiute woman, an elder of her people. And in her remembrance, in her talk to us, there was no rancor, there was no anger, there was no hatred. She just wanted for those of us who have roots as colonizers to remember that her people were here first, and for us to treat the land and them justly. And as I listened to her, I felt not weighed down by the guilt and pain of all those years and all that injustice. I felt the hope of resurrection in listening to the story that she told us and the story of how we could make it better. Yes, all and up and down this valley, we have seen so many Good Fridays. But if we tell the story of those Good Fridays, as we tell the story of Good Friday every year through our liturgies, we can come to resurrection.
I attend St. Francis Episcopal Church in Turlock, and then in addition to that, I'm the co-chair of SJ Rays. And I like with Manzanar, I'd always known of that. My grandmother knew somebody who was interned, and I remember hearing those types of stories. But to actually see it, as Padre Nelson was talking about, like toilets that were lined up right next to each other with no barriers or anything like that, showers where like that people's dignity was stripped away in these places, and just the dehumanization that was even happening prior to that. I mean, there's this sign with the racist slogan from the 1920s that they were showing that this was happening long before World War II, and it was already in people's hearts. And we've seen a lot of that. What we heard about with the massacre today, I didn't realize, I think it was the Supreme Court that changed it, but until 1920, indigenous people weren't considered humans in this country. And until 1978, it was illegal to worship in their own practices. It's just like a country that is based on freedom of religion, supposedly, and it was really shocking to see, and just, I guess, experiencing the Eucharist tonight and thinking about Jesus and the things done in Jesus' name are just pretty revolting and horrifying, and they're the exact opposite of everything that Christ did for us and wants for us, and there's just, yeah, we have a lot to undo, and there is, as everyone's mentioned, there's hope. There is resurrection that's happening. And it's been inspiring to talk to these folks, and it'll be inspiring to, God willing, to be a part of this as well. One thing that has been very obvious, I remember when we started this whole Camino thing, like, okay, we've got environmental justice, racial justice, we've got migrant justice. I remember even writing the press release. It's like, this seems like it's all over the place. Like, you know, like how do I summarize all this? And what we're finding is these things are so deeply intertwined. I mean, the theft of land. Like when we were talking yesterday, just hearing, as it was mentioned, that there was no hatred towards like the Los Angeles Power and Water Department in terms of like draining Owens Lake. It was just like, we just want it to be restored. And furthermore, it's like, she said, yeah, LAPD or LAPWD, that they were making these decisions that were foolish for themselves as well. And so she would reach out to them and like, look, I know this makes sense on a map, but let me drive you over to Owens Lake and show this to you because it doesn't make any sense. And they're like, oh yeah. Like she was trying to help them out because she understood that we are all intertwined, we are all interconnected. And I think that, yeah, between the environment, between people, that's kind of the takeaway so far. And there'll be a lot more to learn.